All right, guys, so I made a major discovery about myself this week. Turns out that the work that I do, the job that I have, are not nearly as important as I would have liked to have thought they were. And take it a little bit further. If I prioritize or if I continue to prioritize work as one of the most important things in my life, well, then that's on me because I don't think, well, it finally got me. Um, Tested positive for COVID this week. First time that I've had it. Well, first time that I've tested positive and, can confirm that I've had it during this whole 4-year stretch of the COVID period. Um, Man, it put me on my butt for sure. Today's Friday, so happy Friday, everybody who's made it through your work week to this point. Um, I started getting sick. Well, I didn't know I was getting sick, but I started feeling really tired, a little more tired than the usual Friday tired that most of us experience. And then by Saturday, felt like a truck had ran over me. Sunday, woke up with a, sore throat. Then just kind of went downhill from there. But it's been a pretty rough week. Probably the worst I felt in a while. So ended up missing all 5 days of school this week. So I had a lot of time to lay around and think. Couldn't do much. I like to be outside working on projects and that kind of thing. But all that was off the table this week. So it was pretty much just sitting around, laying around, trying to rest and recover. But with something like COVID, for the most part, you just kind of put in your time, wait it out, and make it through. So I guess this is the seventh day of having it, and I'm on the mend. I'm recovering, starting to get some energy back, probably up into the 70% range. Still have some coughing fits and that kind of thing. But man, this week I had time to think about um, you know the importance that we place on our jobs, and I've probably alluded to this in previous videos. When you're working, we all think our jobs are going to be we know our jobs are really really important, and I'm vital to the company, I'm vital to the business, I'm crucial to the school, crucial to the students, etc. That's just a narrative we put in our head. I mean, no doubt we are. We do provide a good service regardless of what job you do. And it may even be crucial to some extent, but that doesn't mean that somebody else can't step in and fill the void when you're gone. In my case, I've had a student teacher the last few weeks. Um, so for me to stay home, it wasn't a big deal at all because I knew that she was going to continue making lessons, delivering lessons, providing instructions to the kids, giving them all the support they need. So honestly, it wasn't a big deal at all for me to miss. It just really reinforced that fact that, we are not as important as we think we are. And the job we do, it's important, and everybody likes, good employees, whether you're working with the public or a private company. People appreciate good employees. But at the same time, there's a number of people out there who can do the same job you can do. Some of them might even be able to do a little better than you. So I guess for me, this week of sickness provided a little bit of clarity. And on one hand, you're thinking, man, I wish I were better. I wish I felt better so I could get back to work. And I know I'm going to retire either this December, possibly, at the end of the school year. You don't want to. I don't want to finish off in a dribble. You want to finish off on a high note and do a really good job, leave a good taste in your mouth. You don't want to fade away in a smoldering heap, I guess. But um, this week was kind of a moment of clarity for that. It doesn't matter how I go out. If I go out with a smile on my face, if I go out with a frown on my face, a good attitude, bad attitude, I'm going to go out, and somebody is going to step in and fill my role, and that's good. That's the way it should be. So, nice moment of clarity. Time you get to feeling a little bit too high on yourself, life has a way of kind of putting you in check, I think. um, which I needed. I think we all need it from time to time. I didn't need to be this sick to get that moment of clarity, but however it comes about, it comes about. Just not that important. Um, our jobs are not the. It's Work is not the most important part of your life, and it cannot be the most important part of your life. For me, there's only two things. Your family, friends. We'll call that one thing, and then your health and happiness. Like, man, if you've got your health, you've got a lot. If you don't have your health, you're going to be struggling. So as I get ready to, get closer to my early retirement, got to keep this in mind. I got to take care of myself and make health the number one priority in my life, and then connections with family and friends got to be right up there as well. Work is not going to be that important. It's just not. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Drop something in the comments. If you differ with me, if you have a suggestion to tell me that work is more important than those other two aspects of your life, I'd like to hear from you. It'd be kind of cool to get a different perspective. But for now, health's number one for sure. Um, Something else I started thinking about while I was laying around, and I'm not going to continue the video with this. I'll make another video in the future. But I had something on my mind and kind of food for thought for next week's video. Do people want you to fail? Fail in your job, fail in your hobbies, fail in your endeavors, fail in retirement? Not everybody. So if you're one of my friends or associates out there watching this, I'm not pointing the finger at everybody, but I've heard enough comments from people, and it makes me wonder if on the surface people say, they want you to be happy in everything you do, including in this case, early retirement. But is there something in the back of people's mind that they kind of want to see you fail? I don't know. Just a thought. I just had the feeling that some people, maybe it's jealousy. They don't want you to retire early or even retire on time and enjoy life because maybe they're miserable. That's a topic I want to explore in next week's video. But if you watch this video, I appreciate you. Again, my name's Casey. Channel's Retire with Casey. If you don't mind, hit thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Um, Back to the sickness for a moment. I know, I had COVID. Whoop-de-doo. A lot of people have had it. Um, Sometimes people get it. It's not that big a deal. For me, it's the first time I've had it. Um, Went to the urgent care doctor, and he's looking through my health record, and for the first time in my life, he's looking and said, you don't have the normal risk factors like, drinking, alcoholism, or smoking, or anything like that. But he's like, well, now you're 56. You've got high blood pressure issues. I see you're under the care of cardiologist for some issues with your heart, et cetera, et cetera. So I did have, for the first time, had a doctor say, hey, you've got some risk factors you got to be aware of. So, man, that just reinforced my mind that I do need to retire early. I want to enjoy every moment I can while I'm still healthy. So when I retire early, I'll be able to focus more on my health. And had a conversation with somebody else that said, well, if you find yourself sick and you're under the care of the doctor, then maybe you need to continue working, to continue building your nest egg, to continue to have your normal health insurance. I guess that's a interesting perspective. For me, I look at it the other way. I probably need to, or I want to go ahead and retire early. I will have more time to work on my health and make sure that I'm healthy for a longer period of time. In my profession as a teacher, man, if there's a sickness at my age, it seems like I get everything. When I was younger, I used to be able to fend off a lot of the common viruses and colds and flu bugs. But the last few years, as I've gotten older, man, I get everything that's coming and gone, and I'm a little bit tired of it for sure. Ready to hopefully distance myself from some of that. I don't blame anybody. It's just the nature of being in a school environment, man. Like you've got hundreds of kids in the school, a lot of confined spaces, and kids like to be around the teacher, and they like, giving high fives and fist bumps. In elementary school this year, and kids love to hug. So it's definitely not the most sanitary place, and I know it's going to be probably a rough year on that front. So the first big sickness I've had this year. Hopefully it's the last. I don't think it will be, but we got through it. Another thing that made me think of, like, as sick as I felt this week, a lot of people out there have it worse. It's Friday here in Southern Ohio, and we're getting some of the remnants from Hurricane Helene. I think that's the name of it. It pushed on through Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, and we're getting some pretty good winds and rain bands coming through. But man, my heart goes out to everybody in Florida, Georgia, North Carolina. I know there's quite a few people that lost their lives in this, and so my heart goes out to everybody. People have lost their homes, probably lost pets and that kind of thing, and it's just heartbreaking. You don't like to compare yourself to other people, but sometimes it's a worthwhile endeavor. We think we have it bad. If you just look outside your own life for a moment, you'll see that other people are dealing with things far more significant than you are. So I know that's not supposed to bring you comfort. Other people's misery isn't supposed to make you feel good, but you can learn to appreciate, things that you have, including your health and safety and security, um, while other people may not be, have the same experience at the moment. Anyway, I don't know if I expressed that very well or not, but my thoughts do go out to everybody out there if you're watching in one of the areas that's been impacted. So again, take care, and hope you have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. So see ya.